Oh, here's your Backstage pass.
Right, quiet on the set.
Action!
Welcome to Sedona's Backstage Pass with Chandra, presented by Chef Lisa Dahl. This is your inside look into culture, curators, and creative artists. And now, your host, Chandra.
Welcome, my VIPs. You've got your Backstage Pass, and you are in. Get ready for some behind-the-scenes stories that you would never know about unless you tuned in here on Sedona's Backstage Pass. Remember, all of these shows, and this is the 66th episode of my show, you can always find me on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, iHeartRadio, Pandora Radio, and of course, a very easy way to find this show is on Sedona.biz. And speaking of Sedona.biz, I have to say, when you want to stay connected, completely tapped into the daily rhythm of Red Rock Country, that's Sedona, there is one digital destination that brings it all together, and that's Sedona.biz, serving up an inspiring window into our local arts, the culture here, and our community life. And it is your ultimate online hub for everything happening across our stunning landscape, from breaking down neighborhood happenings to spotlighting the heartbeat of our unique town. Sedona.biz keeps you connected to the true spirit of Red Rock Country every single day. So make sure you check out Sedona.biz. And then I want to mention the Sedona International Film Festival. As we talk about keeping our local creative community thriving, there is one absolute powerhouse way, and it always leads the charge right here in our own backyard, the Sedona International Film Festival. Whether you're diving into their incredible year-round screenings, catching the magic of their movies on the Move series, which is outdoor movies in different places, fantastic, or expecting the brand new live season kicking off with the Sedona Professional Theater, they continue to bring world-class arts and culture straight to us here in Sedona and the Verde Valley. Supporting them means keeping the heartbeat of our independent storytelling alive and well in town, so make sure you check out what they have playing next and immerse yourself in the cinematic and live theater and events and comedy and music wonder. Sedona International Film Festival, you'll find everything listed on their calendar at sedonafilmfestival.com. And finally, Verve Events and Tents. When it comes to turning an ordinary outside space into an absolute masterpiece of celebration, Verve Tents and Events is simply the mastermind behind all the most stunning gatherings around town. From breathtaking high-end tent structures to the immaculate design details that take an event from wonderful to unforgettable, they handle every single piece of the puzzle with unmatched style and precision. So if you're dreaming up an intimate desert affair, or a massive gala under the stars, or a wedding, you definitely want the absolute best bringing your vision to life. So make Verve Events and Tents your very first call and let them work their magic. I'm always excited when I have this individual in my studio. Actually, she's never been in my studio. But today is a new day because I've got Chef Lisa Dahl sitting with me in my studio. Thank you for being here.
I love it here. It's really cozy.
Oh, I'm so glad you like it.
I like it. It's different, and because we're like in a little cabin together. It's fun.
We are. You know, it's like, do you see that sign that says Woman Cave?
Yeah, we're in your cave, baby.
That's it. And Chandra's studio. Actually, I should have had Dottie's studio because she's in here all the time. How are you?
I am great. I'm really great.
You have been very busy.
Very, very busy.
And the last 4 shows was Scott.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Your significant other, your hubby, the man who is behind the curtain, and then the other man behind the curtain, David Dimler. Oh my gosh. And these two are powerhouse guys.
Yeah.
The three of you together are unstoppable. Of course, you're unstoppable.
David, 26 years, started as a server at D&D.
What a story, right?
It came into being a manager at Cucina, then started to develop the wine program, and we did that together, and now it's 26 years. This is, these are the guys behind the scenes, but they kind of choose to be behind the scenes.
Yeah, both of them.
Yeah,
David
yeah.
was almost impossible to get on the show.
You're kidding.
So you remember the big gala weekend?
Yeah.
That was last December?
Yes.
And I was with you at Pisa Lisa in the village, and I'm running around, and I go up to David, and I go, so David, I'd love to have you on my podcast. And with just kind of a little grin, but not really. And he was, no. I said,
Really?
oh,
You're
okay.
kidding. I didn't know he would. I didn't know he was like
not.
that.
He's very, he did not want to do this. So I knew.
That's interesting.
I know. And what's funny about it, he's an introvert.
Yeah.
And when he came on the show, we had a blast together.
Unbelievable.
Did you ever see that reel?
I haven't
That
yet.
reel is all
Isn't that
telling. I'll send it to you.
Okay, I
No, it's
really
okay.
want to.
But David is an amazing person.
Oh, yeah. He's
Oh,
very
my-
spiritual.
Very he's the guy behind the scenes. That's why I bring it up.
Yes.
He wants to be a part of it all. He's a driver, as you know. And so is Scott.
Yeah.
And Scott
they
is
both
not.
are. They're both.
They like to be behind the scenes.
They really do. That's their thing. But yet the support that they give me.
Yes.
I mean, David could tell me to go screw myself every day. How many times I ask him for favors or to do something. Look up the numbers from last year at this time and let me know how we did. That kind of thing. And then Scott, I mean, let's be real. I mean, I bug him about things. He says I have an overactive mind because everything I can think up, he has to figure out how to put it into either print, somehow, technology of some sort, whether it's writing emails, because I'm terrible.
Well,
and I don't even have a personal assistant at now in my life. And so it's even worse because I can hardly even read my own emails. And so these guys put up with a lot, but you know what? I'm also, we're like besties. So
you also do what they don't do. So you're a
Exactly.
terrific,
Yes.
wonderful, wonderful trio of talented people who do their best
Yes.
of what they're best at.
Exactly.
And David made it very clear. It was like he loves working with you and loves working with Scott.
his knowledge it's extensive, but he's very, very discerning. And when you think of the amount of wines we have with 6 different restaurants, and you know what he's always done, which really touches me, is he literally knows my palate. So a lot of the wines are structured to be the kind of wines that I would drink. Now, there's a definite type of wines that I don't love as much, and they're usually the most expensive and the highest in tannins. That's not really me. Of course, I'll sip at them, and I try to be educated, but I like velvety wines. I like wines that are like, they're wonderful with food, but if you just want to, click the glass and have a lovely sip of wine that could go with anything as long as they're smooth.
Right.
I do not like highly astringent wines. I don't like highly cerebral wines. So some of the biggest wines in all the history of our restaurants are wines that
you
I
wouldn't.
chose.
Okay, you
Yes,
chose,
they
but
are. And
okay.
there's wines that I've had in my wine list. I would honestly say that we've had those brands of wines like Justin wines that, of course, because my son Justin, but when I started carrying Justin wines, it was probably 25 years ago, you will still see lovely Justin wines on the menu. Ferrari Carano, Dahl Cab Reserve. Those are wines that are my type of wines. Now, our Passionista de Sedona, the wine that we have as our private label, it's a GSM.
Yes.
It's so balanced. No one takes a sip of that wine that doesn't just fall in love with it. So I like wines that you don't have to be a brain surgeon to understand. You taste them. And even if you're not even a lover of wines, you will fall in love with wine from that type
From that
of
moment.
more. Yes.
Love that.
Yeah.
So you've been busy because Dahl Deluca is getting a new kitchen.
Yes, it is.
Ooh, how
yes.
exciting.
That's probably not that sexy to a lot of people.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I
I
don't know.
think
It's
a great
interesting.
kitchen.
Oh, yes.
yeah.
But what I guess why I said that is that a lot of people might go, well, what's it been like for 30 years if you're all of a sudden closing a restaurant for 2.5 months to get a new kitchen? Well, let me tell you, it's a heaping big job. is huge. We literally have taken the kitchen down to dirt. And we are going to have all of this in documentary style. We're doing every stage of the progression of the kitchen. And of course, we're going to do a few other little eye candies while we're at it. You know, if you're spending that kind of money, why not just take it the rest of the way?
Yeah.
But it really started with the kitchen because I'm so proud of this restaurant and what it's done for us and putting Sedona on the map and all our other restaurants, which I adore. But they've come from what Dahl Deluca established, and many people know that. But in saying that, many don't know that this was an old Sonic burger, and it literally blows their mind.
No, when I hear this, and I did know this, and I've been told this over again a few times because I have a tendency to forget that that was a Sonic burger. There is no way. And what is it? I mean, a Sonic burger with Dahl Deluca and then Pizza Hut.
Correct.
With Lisa Lisa. Like, what?
The two of them are sisters. I mean, it's really
Incredible.
hysterical. And, the way you look at Pizza Lisa and you go, Pizza Hut, well, we shared the top off that thing, and that was a dead giveaway. And then I played with the windows that are inverted, and there are a few people who will come, was this an old Pizza Hut?
Seriously.
But at D&D, they don't believe
No, there's
it.
no way.
They cannot believe that it was, that the pillars, the stone pillars were the drive-in parts. And so the kitchen has never been upgraded. Now, of course, over the years, we put in new equipment all the time. That is not the situation. It's been the layout of the kitchen. People used to come back in the back door to come and see me, and I'd be back there on the one little prep table, like cutting carrots or doing something to making bolognese. And they go, you must be kidding. This is the size of the kitchen. And it has been so much love has come out of that kitchen that it's hard to even believe what we've done. I'll tell you a quick story. And maybe I've said this in the past to you, but in the old days, you would have to turn on the sign to turn on the blender at the bar.
No.
Because the electrical was so outdated and funky.
Oh, my
And so
God.
this is not a superficial job. Why we're doing this is that, as you know, everything is connected to everything. So when you do a job like this, you have to go up on the roof and you have to penetrate the roof to put in new electrical systems for your POS, for everything. So the air conditioning, everything is tied in. Plumbing is a world unto itself.
Oh, yes.
So the fact that we're trying to do it in 2.5 months, we have to take in a lot of overtime with the contract, with subcontractors, just to be able to do this and be open for the season. And the cost it's mind-boggling. Had we been able to do this pre-COVID, it would have been half or less than the cost.
I have a real thing about this. I was thinking the other day that it just seems like since COVID, I don't know if it's people took, I'm sorry.
It is.
People
They
took
have.
advantage of
They
it
did.
or whatever.
They did.
I don't want to say anything negative, really, although I will say as a consumer, for instance, our air conditioner, which was on sale, I'm going to share this. I'm not going to say who, $14,000 on sale.
Oh my gosh.
And before COVID, it would have been $8,000.
Oh my
What's
gosh.
wrong with this?
Well, let me
There's
give you
something
my
wrong about this.
Very wrong. And we're paying the price for that. So give you an example in the world of the kitchen. In the old days, a fryer could be $1,500 to $2,500 depending on the brand and the type. Same fryer now will be over $10,000 for one
What?
fryer.
Wait, what was
So-
it before?
It would be been at the top end $2,500. Now it's
$2,500.
$10,000 at least.
That's
So when you
ridiculous.
look at those variables and you understand with all the equipment and all the services and everything, so the big deal that why it took so long to get to this point was, of course, getting permits. Took a lot longer than you could ever expect from la cité, the city.
Yes.
But also because we had to purchase this electrical, like a grid, that basically is the brain of everything. And that had to be ordered and stored until the permits came through and all of this. So we would have done this a few years ago, even though things would have been exorbitant then. But it's gotten more and more because labor is also up. You know, people don't realize what how we work in the restaurant business on such a low margin. They might not really understand that. But it's so crazy what it takes to operate a restaurant. You know, Shonda, during this time, almost every day, either an air conditioning is going down that needs to be replaced or something is leaking because all the air conditioners are on flat roofs in Sedona.
Oh, yeah.
It's craziness.
Crazy.
And so, you know, I just expect, I wake up in the morning, okay, what are they going to say has to be replaced or repaired or who's going to do it? It's unbelievable.
I have a question for you on this because I have a real thing about this because I don't know. You know, you're working constantly.
I'm a working stiff.
You are a working stiff. That's right. The beautiful Chef Lisa Dahl. Working. All right, I'm working. Yeah. All right. You turn around and you hear news like that. What is your first reaction? Because mine is never good. Mine is like a lot of crying.
Well,
a lot of like, I have to work my way out of this. You know, I have to work my way through it because it's a lot of money.
It is.
Do you know? Oh,
it's
man,
every
I'm telling
day.
you.
Well, you know, we've added a person to a very important job description that we didn't have till recently. And it turns out it's a family member. And it's my brother, Ron.
Oh,
and he
Ron.
won't want to hear that he's on this, but we have created what we call facilities manager.
Ooh.
And it is taking it's taking stress off of me slowly but surely because one, he has to learn the inner workings of each restaurant. But he is a very fastidious person. So instead of hearing from him, oh, did you see this is happening or did you see this is happening? We just decided, hey, you want that job.
You do it.
And you do it.
Yeah.
But he's still in the early stages of it. So he does have to get in touch with me and David or my director of operations to say, how far should we take this? Because, you know, I'll give you an example. Out of Butterfly Burger, water heater was supposedly on the blink and had to be replaced. We got 3 bids. All of them were coming in between $25,000 and $30,000 for replacement. And believe me, we don't own that building. And that's not that old of a thing. No, it blows your mind.
$25,000.
Right. $25,000 to $30,000. I am not kidding
For
you. So
what?
guess what I did?
A water
Guess what I did?
heater?
Just being a dumb girl. Guess what I did though?
What did you
Call
do?
up my old buddy Chip Geeter, local plumber, been around the area for years and years. I call him up. I say, Chip, please take a look at this. It just seems wrong that this would be a replacement. He goes in. And he does a forensic on it. Turns out it's actually something that is wrong in the dishwashing system that is throwing the balance of the water while we're getting reported to have cold and warm and hot, but not able to regulate it for what you need for the Board of Health. I mean, you cannot safely wash dishes if the water temperature is not up to par. Turns out it was a very small mechanical
Well, why? Okay,
fix.
so nobody noticed it?
They don't look
They're not
deep
looking.
enough. And if
Got
you
it.
are not buyer beware and you're not savvy in the way that we are. So I brought my brother into this job. I'm still interactive with everything, anything that goes over a certain amount that we're going to have to spend. But my brother is like, you know, he's made for this type of thing because he's the squeaky wheel. And that alone will start to, you know, give us a little buffer zone in the things that are going on all the time. Chandra, people do not realize the restaurant business is not the glamorous business that we make it look. Smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
I mean, it's behind the scene. You've got hot kitchens and leaks and floods and things. And summer is the worst.
Yeah.
Because the good is getting monsoon. The bad is being in the restaurant business with flat roofs in monsoon. So I know this isn't sexy to hear, but I basically over 30 years have honestly become almost like an engineer. I know about plumbing. I know what's wrong with things. I know because I start to sense them almost on a psychic level, like, hey, how come that toilet is not flushing the way it should? It doesn't have the pressure. What does that mean? Blah, blah.
Right.
You know, it's a lot of hats.
No, you know what? The entertainment business is not glamorous. You know, I remember when Tom and I would do shows, we did big tours. Working, and it's not 12,000 people, although I have worked for 12,000 people, but our tours were maybe 800, 850, okay? And they see us all dressed up. We're doing our thing. I remember one tour we had a light guy with us, They didn't know I was running the sound behind the scenes. But here's the deal. After everyone left, oh yeah, who had to take all that stuff down?
Right.
Moi.
Yes,
and my
exactly.
husband and a few band members. And I'm like, oh, here's the glamorous entertainment business.
Right, but see, now you can do your own thing because you know how. And
because of that,
there's an empowering feeling
it
about
is. You're right.
really knowing the ins and outs of things.
Totally.
And it's, it makes you feel good in the long run. But believe me, I don't think people really understand what we deal with just to, the show must go on. That's something we have in common.
Yes,
we do. The show must go on.
Yeah, because the restaurant business, I have to say, first of all, you are very much the face of all of these restaurants. Now, yes, they're your restaurants, but there are people that are behind the scenes more.
Yes.
There are other chefs that don't want that.
Yeah.
Do you know? And they're really great.
Yeah.
But they don't want that. But with you are that person. You're very vivacious, and and you know exactly what you want. Not to say they don't, but I'm just saying you're out front. And it's a lot of stress to have to juggle that and be the person who deals with the water situation, the refrigeration going down, or the cheese. I remember one day I called you and I can't talk to you right now. I'm having a crisis with cheese. I got off the phone and I went, a cheese crisis.
Are we going to get the mozzarella that we love, that we've had for decades, which is so important to our style of pizza and our style of different dishes that we do in Italian. And all of a sudden, their problems in Wisconsin are now causing a national shortage of that cheese. Well, what's the pivot? What's the next best? What are we going to do? But those are daily things.
Yes, and so there's all these stressors, and I don't think people realize that one restaurant is enough. 6? Insane. I don't even know how you do it.
I think I'm beginning to feel the impact of that. And, I never want anyone to think, feel sorry for me.
No.
Because I am not a victim. I've loved and love the journey. But there's no doubt that since COVID, the journey is harder in almost every way. And nowadays, not getting on the bandwagon, but anyone that thinks that tariffs are not impacting things is crazy.
They're impacting you as well.
Of course
because of all the food, everything.
Listen.
Everything.
If for tariffs, of course they are, as we know, equipment that is inflated, of course, in every level. I mean, I gave you the fryer example of comparison. But think about the cost of meat and all the commodities. And you know what it takes to get those things to us? It takes diesel fuel.
Right.
And if you don't start understanding the bigger picture of the other part of what I do and what I have to be cognizant of is when you look at the cost of certain things that we only want, the brands that we've been using, the best that we can get, and overnight they go up 10, 15%. People do not know how hard it is for us to raise prices. If we have to listen, I'll give you an example.
Okay.
We were selling a veal chop at $64 that we had not seen the escalation of the price, and we are famous for that veal chop. That veal chop should have been priced at about $86.
Wow.
And if you were in New York, you were in Chicago or anywhere,
it would be.
You'd probably see it that or more.
My Lord.
So there's so much that is going on now, and we feel so bad when we inch up our prices just ever so slightly. But look around, people, and the highest compliment that I receive is when people tell me that our prices are so reasonable for the quality that they have of their dining experience and their meals, and they know what it's like out there. That lets me breathe a little bit easier because this is not for sissies right now.
No, it is not. And I have to say, your restaurants are also gorgeous. I'm sending a couple that I happen to be marrying in September, and they're coming out, and they're so enchanted already. They haven't even stepped foot in. You've never been there.
Yeah.
And into Mariposa.
Lovely.
And they, oh my gosh. And I can only imagine what Dahl Deluca is going to be like. I had this vision of you. You told me on this show many, many months ago that you would, in the early days, you would be stirring this huge vat of sauce. And I had this in my, I had this vision of you because you're not like a large woman. Do you know what I mean? And you've got a huge spoon and you're doing this whole thing as an enormous vat of sauce of all things. And then knowing that that kitchen is small, I'm thinking, wow, this is a long time coming.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. I cannot wait to see it.
And my chefs are so excited, and everyone that works there. There's so much pride
How wonderful.
for them.
Yeah, so when is it going to open? What is the expectancy?
We really believe that we'll be able to open the very 1st of September. But I have to tell you, just many people are probably curious, well, what happened to all the people that took a 2.5-month hiatus? We have managed to plant them in all these, in the other restaurants.
Oh, wonderful.
To keep them active, to keep their muscle memory, and to keep them bringing in the bacon. And that has been, you can't even imagine what kind of a chess game that is.
I can kind of imagine. That's
and
insane.
let me tell you, that with one restaurant being closed, that also throws economically, it's a real conundrum.
Oh, yes.
To figure out how in the slowest season to keep people working, and then all of a sudden overtime. We don't want to pay overtime in summer. But one thing, I want to go back to this, Chandra, and if I leave this segment with this, what made our reputation over the years of Dahl Deluca, because it started there, we always inherited the person coming in as their second job of the day. I've been dealing with this for all those years. From very first, people are working at a different restaurant, then they come to you 3:00 in the afternoon, and many have been with us for decades, correct?
Yeah.
But we never let people go hungry on that job in the summer just because we were slow. And I believe there's a lot of good karma in that people we didn't cut people because it was hard to afford them back then. I mean, I used to borrow money from my parents in the early days of D&D to get through the summer. But that, I think, is why D&D is so special. It's that we had a standard of treating the people in a way that created that loyalty. That is why I'm so proud.
It does matter. It really does. This is a great way. I can't believe we've run out of time. This is a great way to end this particular show. And you're going to be back again in this month of August. Here you are. It's like August 1st. I'm like, yay. You'll be back. Here's the thing. People do remember. And may I just tell you all, please, please, please go out. Be in the restaurants. Make sure you go to Lisa's restaurants. They're beautiful, each one of them, because July and August are the slowest months of Sedona. We also got hit with, outside of Sedona by 7 miles, the pocket fire. Yeah. And that was really hard, you guys. It was hard for the firemen and all the 1,200 people coming in, but also really difficult for anybody in retail restaurants. It was really hard. Oh, yeah. Our July was the worst July ever. Right? So here we are in August. We're coming back for the fall. But please, if you're visiting, please go to Lisa Dahl's restaurants.
Oh,
they're phenomenal. Thank you. Thank you so much, Lisa, for being here.
In food we trust.
Yes, your food we trust. All right, everybody. I will be right back. Stay with me. You can taste it in every bite. For over 30 years, Chef Lisa Dahl has redefined what it means to dine in Sedona, serving soulful and handcrafted cuisine inspired by love, artistry, and community. From the original little kitchen at Dahl Deluca to the majestic spirit of Mariposa to the couture flair of Butterfly Burger, every experience is elevated, every ingredient intentional. In every dish, you experience Lisa's lifelong mantra, when you cook, you feed the soul. To learn more about Lisa Dahl and the Dahl restaurants, please visit cheflisadahl.com.
When your project demands precision, experience, and trust, turn to Sefton Engineering Consultants. From expert civil engineers to construction management, We deliver real-world solutions that stand the test of time. With over 30 years in the business, Luke Sefton's team is committed to getting your project done right, on time, and on budget. Sefton Engineering Consultants. Reliable, experienced, personal. Learn more at seftonengineeringconsultants.com.
Here's more of Backstage Pass with Chandra, brought to you by Chef Lisa Dahl.
My second guest I've wanted to have on this show for some time, and it worked out perfect. Timing is everything, right? I am so happy to have you here. Thank you so much, Brandon. Brandon McNeal-Strabala.
Yes.
How you doing?
I'm doing great.
You've been through some things, haven't you?
Yes, definitely.
Recently.
Yeah, a little bit recently, yes.
I know. Your wife is a wonderful dancer. She's been on the show twice.
Mm-hmm.
Danielle Elise.
Danielle McNeal-Strabala.
Thank you.
She kept her.
That's right.
Her name, and I kind of took on the name too. And
I know. I love
Strabala
that.
is mine.
That's right. So, how long have you been married?
We've been married for 4 years now.
4, and you were together before that?
Yes, we were about a year and a half before that.
Wonderful. And you work together.
Mm-hmm.
And I love, you have some really cool things going on. You have SedonaDances.com.
Yep.
And on that, there are 4 really major parts of what Sedona Dances does. You want to tell us about that?
Yeah, it's movement, music, and wellness. And the big one with definitely movement is our dance. That's part of Sedona Dances. Well, music, we do silent disco headphones, which basically can be used for anything from dance events, weddings, late night parties, DJing, 3 DJs playing simultaneously, to yoga out on the rocks. We've had guided meditations on the rocks. So it's kind of evolving here in Sedona with the capacity of what we're able to do and who we're able to help and assist. I mean, even hiking out on the mountain, you can throw the headphones on and everybody can hear the person talking, even if you had 30 people in a group. So it's really expanding what we're able to do for the community, and we love helping the community. But that's evolved into wellness, and through our silent disco headphones, the experience of the music evolved because we had these basically little things that you would wear on your chest that you could feel the music. And that company turned it into a mat that you can now experience the music through these mats that play the vibrations through your body, almost like a inner body massage. So it massages your whole body with these amazing frequencies. And as I've been making orgonite for years, that was just kind of a merge of the two and an evolution of healing devices now to wellness.
So great.
Yes.
I've been on one of those sound beds before like that. I've actually also been in those sound beds where they're being played like with the strings and stuff. That's cool too.
It's
amazing.
Incredible, the technology.
It goes through your body. Mm-hmm. So it's going through your brain, through your body, restoring your cells.
Yep.
And you have that at your actual brick and mortar. You
we have
a brick
4
and
of
mortar.
them.
4.
Well, we set
Wow.
up 2 at our thing, but we can bring up to 4 mats to on location to any event, any place you need it.
You actually have a studio, though, in West Sedona.
Yeah, we have a dance studio and we have a healing room across this way from our...
I can't wait to try that.
You have to come by.
I know. It's like Danielle keeps going, you got to come by. You got to come by.
I need to do it more, but I do it at least a few times a week.
That's good for you.
Yes.
That's like so good. So now let's just talk about a little bit of your background. Did you always love dance? Were you always into music? What's your background with all of this?
No, I love dancing at parties. Songs would come on. I just want to move, but I always needed the liquid courage to do it. And then after my experience with my first year here in Sedona, I found Ecstatic Dance, and that just became my medicine to heal from my crazy first year here in Sedona.
Yes, and I have to say, was it that year that you went through all that extreme life experience? Basically,
1 year, life was different. The next year was completely different. And basically over that year, it was quite the experience, and I wrote a book about it.
Yes, let's talk about that. First of all, let's talk about the experience. Let's tap into that. Mm-hmm. You were married before.
Yes.
And everybody in this area knew your wife as Miss Danielle.
Yep.
She was an extremely popular, especially with kids, a popular dance instructor. She had her own studio. I knew her. I used to work out at Los Obrigados. Tom, my husband, was a trainer there.
Yep.
And so we knew Danielle.
Wow.
And so, yeah, right? And so now you became a caretaker because...
She ended up with cancer the day we just ended up getting married.
Unbelievable.
She was diagnosed an hour and a half before we ended up getting married, or went into surgery an hour and a half before or after we got married.
Holy Toledo.
Yeah, it was just this wild experience. I'm like, she ended up passing 6 months and a day after that. But then I wrote this book, Dancing Beyond Cancer, about the experience, and she passed on all these messages. And Ecstatic Dance on Tuesdays became my way of honoring her, and I started having random strangers describe her dancing on the dance floor. And that's when I realized, well, she's definitely not gone. She's still with us. I couldn't get rid of her if I tried. And so it was really a medicine for me to experience this, and that's really what brought my current wife, Danielle, as well, who's also Miss Danielle and very popular with the kids.
Isn't that something?
It just got weirder from there.
I mean, really, it's like, what in the world?
Yep.
Right? And you'd only been here the first year.
Oh, yeah.
And all of that happened.
That was my first year. Now, it took 4 more years before I met my second wife, but
okay,
that was a long healing process. But yeah, I definitely feel it all happened super synchronistically, because the things that brought me and my current wife together were beyond insane.
So people who visit here in Sedona, for those of you who are listening who don't live here, you're going to find this interesting. Sedona is pretty amped up,
yes.
Isn't it? I always say it's like, for me as a musician, I tell musicians, you're like a Marshall stack on 10 plus. Okay, everything is really amped up, the energy. And you had said you wanted to master your emotions.
Oh, yes. I definitely, that experience with my late wife was the perfect opportunity for me to practice all of my emotions. And I learned that, well, mastery is a lifelong process, and truly mastery never stops. So truly there is no mastery. There's just some people that get more practice than others.
Right.
I'm like, that's the reality, is we're all in this big giant school of earth, and it's quite the experience to be here, and we get to grow from these things. And I think that's the greatest gift from all of it, is really help me integrate and heal that trauma and realize that, well, so much has come from it. I mean, I now have a Tuesday dance, a new wife. I mean, so many good things have come, and I've been able to help and share dance with so many more people, and it turned into a Friday dance that now is our permanent Thursday dance, and the dance community here has grown that into a community dance sponsored event. So the City of Sedona really sponsors even Ecstatic Dance on Thursdays now, because I started a dance on Friday, and the community took it over and turned it into this beautiful town that we have more dance going on here in Sedona, sober dancing on top of that, than I'd say anywhere in the world.
You know, I have to say, there was a long stretch. You know, Tom and I have lived here for 24 years. And I'll tell you what, our anniversary here in Sedona, being a resident, is July 22nd. That's our 24th Sedona resident anniversary, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So now there was dance, and then there wasn't for quite a while. And you lived through that. Mm-hmm. You've been living here for a while, haven't you?
About 12 years now, yeah.
Yeah. So remember that stretch?
Yep.
There was Eric in Cottonwood who was doing more hip-hop stuff. Mm-hmm. He went away. We have a couple of dance studios in Cottonwood, which is, by the way, that's a town about 20 minutes outside of Sedona. Big shout out to everybody who's doing dance. And then now, all of a sudden, dance has exploded here.
Yep.
Really cool. And you're part of that. You're part of why that happened. Bravo to you. Oh, even to the point where the city now is supporting your Ecstatic Dance. What is Ecstatic Dance? Tell people what that is.
It's basically just free movement. The only rules are no drinking, no talking, and just honor people's space. And basically you go into a space and a DJ or music will play and people just move freely. It's a safe space where there's no wrong way to move. I'm like, you'll see amazing dancers to people jumping around or rolling around on the ground. I mean, it's really a judgment-free space. And it was like a call to me. When I found it, it was here in Sedona on Sundays, but I do art shows on Sundays, so I had to start doing the Tuesdays so that I could get my medicine every week. And it's, like I said, just been magic ever since.
That's incredible. Art. You're an artist.
Yes.
What kind of art do you do?
I make orgonite. It's a metal resin crystals, helps protect from EMF radiation. I figured if ugly little muffin pan things will help, I should make them look pretty. So I started organites, EMF protection. I sell them at the art shows here in town. Pretty much all the white tent little things set up
Very
all over
cool.
town. I'm usually at most of those.
I love that. Yeah. What do you do? Just put it to wherever you are with electronics? Or?
Yeah, people put them next to their computers, sleep better. I've been noticing the same benefits as like grounding mats.
Oh, I'm going to try one.
It's like a portable, it's like a portable grounding mat.
That's
is the
very
best way to
cool.
put it.
Very cool. So I want to back up a little bit. You were married to a dancer. You're married to a dancer now. How in the world, you probably didn't think for one moment that you would be taking on Ecstatic Dance. You said you went to one on Sundays. Who was running that?
Amalia, Gwen, I mean, they've been doing it for, I think almost 15 or 20 years now,
Wow.
somewhere in between there. They've been doing it longer than I've even been doing it. And they've really carried it on. They're amazing and carried on the Ecstatic Dance legacy, and that has inspired so much other dance that they don't even, I think, realize I don't even realize has been spawned as just all these beautiful dancers that now move. And this community's really inspired me to just want to keep dancing. And
So this is interesting, though. I mean, you never thought for a moment you would be getting into that when you were married to the first Danielle?
I mean, I love dance, and I wanted to start learning dance. But
now you're really involved. I mean, you're part of the entire dance movement.
That's why I started Sedona Dances, was to basically and
it's fantastic.
bring more. Well, we advertise all the dance events too on SedonaDances.com. That's what we try to promote, is every dance event. Because my wife's a dance teacher, she teaches dance classes to adults and children. I mean, we have all the dance events. We try to post those online. So it's just, we try to promote anything dance related. And that's been one of my passions, is to help dance grow here. And it's definitely worked.
And she has a classical background.
Yes.
I mean, she went to school for it.
Oh,
She's
yes.
really great.
She's
Big
very
shout
well
out to her.
studied.
And I got to tell you, I was just this last, I think it was April. No, it was in May, because it was Mother's Day. I think it was Mother's Day.
Yes.
And I'm there at Tlaquepaque, the beautiful Tlaquepaque. Big shout out to Wendy Lippman. And if you've not gone, you guys, if you're listening from somewhere else, make sure you go. And if you're a resident, go and support them. They're amazing. I'm watching Sedona Dances, all the choreography. And the last dance, because we were moving around, this had to do with Amy Waddell's dad's sculptures.
Yes.
John Waddell's sculptures. They're beautiful, and the dancers are moving around them, and these very compelling dancers.
Yep.
And dances. And there is Danielle, and she's out there. We're in the big courtyard where the fountain is, the big one by Renee's, close by. And then there's a problem.
Yep.
And she tore her Achilles heel,
Yep.
which is one of the worst kinds of things that can happen to a dancer. My
it's the
goodness. And she was in extraordinary pain. And we were all running around getting ice, and I was calling Wendy. I think I called you, or I don't know. It was crazy. So she's doing better now.
Yes.
And here you were again in a caretaking situation. How did when I talked to you, you seemed very calm. You were able to keep it together, which she needed really badly, because she was being surrounded by a lot of people. Everybody was keeping their cool. I have to say, everybody was terrific.
Yep.
But very painful. Yeah. So she went immediately to the ER. Is that what happened?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
And then we went and did everything else with this, figured it all out over the next few days, and she ended up getting surgery, and that was successful, and she's back moving now again, and that's, the healing process has been great.
Yeah, it's great.
Just definitely been an interesting bringing up of interesting enough, but I feel both of our just real intimate traumas and some of these things, and I feel right now in this time in our world, everyone's kind of getting their biggest traumas thrown in their face in weird ways to help us, I feel, grow through them. And that's what I feel has happened. I feel it's happening with her. I feel it's definitely happened with me, is just how I definitely did better this time around. Didn't make as many mistakes, recognized my shortcomings, fixed my problems before that's the whole book, was all of these mistakes I made while caretaking for somebody with cancer, and I made a lot of mistakes along the process. And how do I make right by them? Well, let's share those mistakes so other people don't have to make them. And I have a lot of pastors that actually recommend my book to people that are being caretakers, because it puts it into perspective, like, oh gosh, this is what you're going through. You need to take care of yourself. If you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of that person. And even this past month was probably the worst, or the few months was probably one of the hardest times for me, because I wasn't rested. I wasn't ready for it. It hit me blindsided as much as it hit her blindsided, and retested all of our traumas. So yeah, it's been a tester, but I've grown, and it's made me better, and I'm stronger. And now I get to look back on that and heal from it and integrate. And that's even where I'm at right now.
Good for you. Good for you. I love this. I love it. So that book is, again, it's called Dancing Beyond Cancer. And there's a website, dancingbeyondcancer.co.
Yeah, it's without the M. Sorry.
Right.
Somebody else bought the website out from under me. Sorry.
That's okay. We can remember CO. Easy, like company.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you can find the book there. You can find it on Amazon and other places. I'm sure you have
Well,
them.
the whole book's for free online. The audio,
you're kidding.
The audiobook is what got me and my current wife together. She went home and started listening to it. They were both dance teachers from New York City.
Oh, my gosh.
They both wanted to be in CATS, moved to small towns in Arizona, started teaching dance, like just one synchronicity after another. And next thing you know, she's like telling me, like, I'm going to freak this guy out. And I'm like, actually, one of the vendors at an art show told me to talk to the new dance teacher, and we just became friends. And now her and Jessica, my wife and Jessica, are now best friends. And all this happens, and I'm like, well, my late wife told me to ask out the new dance teacher. I'm pretty sure she meant you. And we've been inseparable ever since. So
incredible. I love this story.
Yeah. I can't wait till that book comes out. That's a much better book.
Well, that's going to be amazing. Yeah.
Yes.
So you're working on that now?
Yeah. I mean, in my head, but not not on paper yet.
That's good, though. I mean, I think it's great. So now, tell us about Ecstatic Dance. That's happening
every Tuesday. Every Tuesday. It varies in time, but usually between at sunset every Tuesday.
So it's not Thursday, it's Tuesdays.
I do the Tuesdays. The community does the Thursdays, and they have like guest DJs every Thursday over at Posse Grounds Park every Thursday, usually sunset. We move it to noon through the winters because it's way too cold. But yep, every sunset kind of will move earlier when it gets cold and later as it gets hot. So tonight's 6 o'clock.
Okay.
But in a month or two, it'll be back to 5:30. So
does it cost anything?
No, it's free. Yeah.
Oh,
just
fantastic.
Come out, just check out SedonaDances.com, and we post it always on there.
Incredible. I love it. You're such a community person.
Thank you.
Tell me, did you grow up like this around people who were community oriented, or where did you grow up?
I mean, dad was military, so I guess a little bit of community there, but no, it just, honestly, it all founded when I came to Sedona. It just
incredible.
Kind of fell into place and all those things.
What were you doing before you moved here? What was your occupation? What were you doing?
I was finance before I moved out to here. I used to do retirement planning, and then found the EMF protection devices. And next thing you know, I'm in Sedona. So,
and where was this?
That was down in Tucson.
Tucson.
So I spent like 17 years in Tucson, Arizona.
And where were you born?
Germany, but Dad was in the military, so
oh my gosh.
Only spent a couple years there before we ended up North Carolina, Georgia, and then back here.
Okay,
and then Arizona and Tucson, then here.
And were your parents did they ever expose you to dance, music, that sort of thing?
No, I mean, my sister was in dance, but I was always like kind of phobic to anything my sister did. So that's what I say is I try to encourage any guys or boys that I see dancing. I'm like, keep doing it. I'm like, I wish I had somebody encourage me to dance at your age, because I'd probably be an incredible dancer by now. But right now I just love moving. I love dancing. I want to take more of my wife's classes, but that's just something that I want to do more, is dance more.
I just love it. I absolutely love this. It's so good. You're helping so many people, and it's lovely. Absolutely lovely. So what is the craziest thing? You already told us something really wild with meeting your wife, Danielle. I think maybe Miss Danielle, the first Miss Danielle, actually probably put you two together.
Yep. Oh,
You
gosh,
think?
yes.
I'm thinking that's a synchronistic thing. You can't make that up, can
Nope.
you?
I'm like, there were way too many Well, actually, it gets weirder because the book starts out Danielle Elise Claire. My current wife is Danielle. Her adult daughter is Elise.
Oh, my
whose
gosh.
dog's name is Sedona. I'm like, that's why I say it just kept getting weirder. I'm like, the lady that taught at my current wife's dance studio out in Pine Top could have been Miss Danielle here in Sedona's twin sister.
Oh,
they both passed
jeez.
away from cancer.
Oh, my goodness.
Like, it's just one thing after another. Like, we both have the same shrine to our dogs, like polar bears, like just weird things that it's like you couldn't make all the synchronicities up. And then I couldn't imagine someone more perfect for me. I'm like, she's the most perfect person in the world for me. And that's what I know.
so good. It's so, so good. I love it. So I want to just ask you, what's next on the horizon? You've got the book that's happening. And what else? Where are you putting your focus and attention more now?
Right now, definitely into the wellness and crazy enough with her healing her Achilles, the wellness and the mats, and has been a great little tool that landed in our laps right before this happened. And
I know.
she was given a 1 year before she's going to be back dancing. And I feel between the frequency and all the other things and all the great things Sedona has to offer too, she'll be back on her feet quicker than ever and stronger than ever, better than ever. And that's one of those things is we're focusing on the wellness part of Sedona Dances. And even the logo actually brings us together. There's an angel in the middle of it and me dancing on one side and Danielle dancing on the other, and the angel that brought us together. And
Beautiful.
That's what Sedona Dance is, bringing people together through the crazy synchronicities of dance. And that's the reality.
I know. And you just did a vacation
Yep.
for 3 weeks, the two of you.
Yes.
So she's doing okay. And she's actually starting to get back to her classes, teaching and all that. So she's doing great.
Yeah, and we watched dogs for the whole 3 weeks, so it was very
How fun
therapeutic.
is
Well,
that?
we do trusted house sitters every summer. It helps so we can affordably travel around and see things that we wouldn't normally be able to see.
I love that. I
Yeah.
think it's such a good solution. Tell me, are you involved at all with the other dance groups? For instance, Winnie Munch with Sedona Ballet.
Yep.
Have you done anything with them, the two of you?
Danielle's definitely worked a lot with Sedona Ballet. I mean, we helped set up their Marley one of the times they brought the one of the performances in, and so we try to help out as much as we can. Honestly, I think we both wish we had more time to help others and help everyone else. We do what we can, but I think everyone's in that boat. We're all just too busy sometimes to help as much as we want.
Yeah, right. So now I have to ask, do you like classical dance? Do you like to go see the ballet?
I'll go see, all the...
It's everything,
Any
right?
dance performance. Mike, I think I secretly always enjoyed it growing up, but now it's like, I can actually enjoy it and not be...
Is it a stigma,
There's a
isn't it?
stigma and a shame to it. It's amongst the guys. It's like, you just don't...
Do you find that here? Do you find adult
No.
men are having that issue? Or
I
is
find this is a community that's actually breaking some of those paradigms.
Good.
I think it's
Good.
really happening. I think, despite what anybody thinks, some paradigms needed to be broken, and I think it's happening in a good ways with dance movement, allowing people just to do what they love to do. And honestly, if I was doing something like that I really love doing my whole life, it'd make me a better person.
Of
So
course.
that's why I support dance in all its forms.
Have you guys ever done Artists in the Classroom? That's a program that happens through the city. And every year they usually will have that program running so that people who are in their profession can go and do a little instruction. And it is really a tremendous service to our kids here. You know, we have not that much music and very little dance, I think. I could be corrected here, so forgive me if I'm making a faux pas here, but I don't think there's been that much in Sedona within the schools. There was music in schools like West Sedona School, also the high school, Red Rock High School. But what is it? Have you guys ever looked at doing that where you can actually get to kids, especially boys, and go, this is okay?
It's not something I think we've had the time for yet, but I would say that's definitely something we would in the future love to do.
Yeah, Nancy Latanzi, big shout out to her. She does Artists in the Classroom, among so many things that she does with the city and the arts and her own artistry. Well, I can't believe it. We have run out of time.
I figured that would happen.
Thank you so much, Brandon, for being here.
Thank you.
You guys remember, please visit sedonadances.com. Also, remember the book, Dancing Beyond Cancer, and it is dancingbeyondcancer.co.
Yep.
Check it out. The book is, I'm sure, is brilliant.
Yeah, it's a heavy read, but I'd say the last few chapters, if you want to skip to the end, are probably some of my favorite. It's about all the crazy messages that came through afterwards. So if you don't want to go through the crazy, horrible trauma that we went through, you can always enjoy the very end.
There you go. All right. Thank you, Brandon, so much. Make sure you say hi to Danielle for me.
Thank you. I will.
Okay. You guys stay with me. I'll be right back.
You've explored the trails, stood in awe of the red rocks. Now discover how Sedona became Sedona. The Sedona Heritage Museum tells the story of Red Rock country, from ancient cultures to today's vibrant community. It's interactive, family-friendly, and open year-round, indoors and out. Sedona Heritage Museum, preserving and sharing the soul of Red Rock country. Plan your visit at sedonamuseum.org or call 928-282-7038.
Take a deep breath and let it go. At Sedona's New Day Spa, your escape begins the moment you arrive. Enjoy luxurious massages, rejuvenating facials, and native-inspired body treatments. Every moment is designed to restore balance and renew your spirit. Voted Sedona's Best Day Spa, this is more than self-care. It's your sanctuary. Book your experience today at sedonanewdayspa.com or call 928-282-7502.
Need a clean car fast? Come to Cleaner Quicker Car Wash. We'll have you sparkling and back on the road in minutes. Whether you're after a quick shine or a deep clean, you'll get top quality service, eco-friendly soaps, and smiles all around. Drive up, shine up, and feel good, all without slowing down your day. And look like a star in your car. Located in West Sedona on Highway 89A. For more information, visit cleanerquickercarwash.com.
Here's more of Backstage Pass with Chandra, brought to you by Chef Lisa Dahl.
I have to tell you, my guests are always the best. That's right, it rhymes, doesn't it? But it's true, because they're amazing people, and you would never know about them. Oh, do you hear that? You know what that means. It's time for my shameless Chandra spot. For those of you who saw the Dead Quilter Society when we first premiered our show, that would be Dev Ross writing the book and me writing 9 songs. It premiered back in November of 2024 in the Apple Shed at the Sedona Heritage Museum. Or maybe you caught the 2-act premiere last year around the same time in November, attending this one coming up. That's right, we're bringing it back. You have an opportunity to see a brand new version of the 2-act we premiered last year. I say the new version because my creative partner, Dev Ross, has revised the script yet again. And those of you who didn't see the 2-act, there are now 11 songs, not 9. So this is exciting, a revised new version of the 2-act of Dead Quilters, and tickets are getting ready to go up for sale very soon at SedonaFilmFestival.com. So you want to grab your tickets the second they drop. We're bringing it right back to the Mary Fisher Theater for 3 special afternoon performances on October 9th, 10th, and 11th, all starting at 4 p.m. Plus, if you are catching a movie at either Mary Fisher or Alice Gill Sheldon theaters, right now, keep an eye out because you will soon see our brand new trailer up on the screens. And it is so exciting. So come join us for the laughter, the music, and a completely reimagined theatrical experience right here at the Mary Fisher Theater in Sedona. Remember, Dead Quilters, October 9th, 10th, and 11th at 4 p.m. Well, I want to say thank you to my guest, Chef Lisa Dahl, and of course, Brandon McNeal-Strabala. Thank you guys so much. And I want to thank my sponsors. Without them, I would not be doing the show. Thank you to the Sedona Heritage Museum, Sefton Engineering, Cleaner Quicker Car Wash, Sedona New Day Spa, Sedona.biz, and my presenting sponsor, Chef Lisa Dahl and the Dahl Restaurant Group. Now, I'm going to tell you, I am here every single weekend. You'll catch me on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Pandora Radio, and YouTube. And of course, a very easy way to find the show by just clicking on the link on Sedona.biz. So make sure you get your VIP pass out, and I will see you next week. And in the meantime, enjoy and take care.